You are listening to The Vocal Technologist. Spoken tech for your ears.
Welcome, everyone. Today we're looking at some really big shifts happening in data architecture, business intelligence, and, how AI is changing everything about information. You've given us some great material here, stuff from giants like Pinterest and Netflix, but also some newer tools and ideas.
That's right. And our goal today is really to pull out the key insights, those aha moments. We want to explain the tech changes, sure, but also what they actually mean for anyone working with data today.
Okay, let's start with AI's impact on BI, business intelligence. This Model Context Protocol, or MCP, really jumped out. It's an open standard, right?
Yeah.
Letting AI systems talk directly to all sorts of data sources.
Exactly. Think PDFs, databases, even existing BI tools. And the key is it does this without needing complex custom integrations for each one, like a universal adapter.
So it just plugs in?
Pretty much. And this is what enables generative BI, or GenBI. So now you have users interacting conversationally, asking questions in plain language.
And getting real-time answers.
Real-time answers, yeah, and insights they can often find themselves. The AI queries the source directly, but crucially, it often brings in expert validation, maybe visualizations too, which helps cut down on errors.
Yeah.
Hallucinations.
Right, the dreaded hallucinations. So what's the implication for BI professionals then? Is this AI taking over?
Not exactly taking over. I think it's more about transforming the role. Human skills like storytelling with data, governance, complex analysis, those are still vital. But data teams, well, they really need to get familiar with things like MCP.
Because otherwise?
Otherwise, you might see execs just bypassing the traditional BI process, asking the AI directly. So the focus for BI pros might shift, less report building, more strategy, more AI oversight.
That makes sense. And this move towards AI-driven insight, it feels like part of that bigger trend people are calling SaaS 2.0.
Right.
Moving away from rigid software that kind of forces you into its workflow. Towards something more flexible?
Yeah, towards bespoke expertise at scale, delivered by AI agents. These agents can handle complex rules, ask clarifying questions. Basically, tailor workflows on the fly without needing custom code builds.
So, less rigid, more dynamic.
Exactly. And we're even seeing Gen AI challenge the traditional no-code app builders, letting people create things just using natural language.
But there's a catch there, isn't there? With technical debt.
Oh, absolutely. If you just use AI prompts to build everything, managing it later could become a nightmare. That's why hybrid models look promising. Combining AI automation with, say, visual or low-code tools helps keep things scalable and manageable.
Okay, so AI is changing the interaction layer, but underneath that, the foundations are shifting too. Let's talk about some of these new architectures and tools. First up, Pinterest's Moka platform. That's their Spark on EKS solution, right? Built for handling huge amounts of data efficiently.
Yeah, the key there is flexibility and resource efficiency. They can scale up or down easily, especially for those big batch jobs, without paying for idle resources all the time. Think peak shopping seasons versus quiet periods.
Smart. And then Netflix Tudum did something quite different.
Right. They switched architectures, moved away from Kafka event streams.
Which is like a constant trickle of updates.
Exactly. And they moved to something called raw hollow objects. Think of these as sending a complete up-to-date snapshot of the relevant data directly to the user's device.
So instead of the device piecing together history, it just gets the latest picture.
Precisely. Makes updates much faster and simpler on the client side. No need to store or replay lots of old events.
Interesting. And then there's ClickHouse Cloud going fully stateless with compute.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Their compute nodes don't store data locally. They start up, grab the latest metadata from a central shared catalog.
Which supports formats like Iceberg and Delta Lake.
Correct. And then they access the data, often directly from object storage. It means they can spin up and down super fast, accessing the freshest state without local disk delays.
Speed seems to be a theme here. Like with Rill, too, for dashboards.
Definitely. Rill is designed for building really responsive dashboards directly from data leaks. It uses an embedded DuckDB engine, which is super fast for analytics, combined with a SvelteKit front end.
So you get sub-second queries?
Often, yeah. And they push this idea of dashboards as code, using Git for versioning. It brings software development discipline to analytics, makes things repeatable, manageable.
One less quick one, graph rag.
Yes. Combining knowledge graphs, which capture relationships and data, with retrieval augmented generation for AI.
So structure plus context.
Kind of. It seems particularly good at finding connections in noisy data. Think incident management, connecting seemingly unrelated changes or events to find a root cause faster than traditional search might.
Okay, so wrapping this up. We've seen some profound shifts. AI is really changing how we interact with data, how we get value, and supporting all that are these new architectures focused on, well, efficiency, flexibility, and just raw speed.
It really does change the game. Which leads to a question for you listening in. As AI gets better and better at handling the how, the processing, the analysis, what new opportunities does that open up for human creativity and critical thinking in the data world? And maybe more importantly, how can you position yourself to lead those new developments?
That's a great question to ponder. And thank you, our listener, for providing these sources. Really fascinating stuff happening out there. We'll keep exploring these trends right here.
Spoken Tech for your ears.